always excited about the new Jetta. This color is very, very cool. Definitely has an Audi look to it as well. Very pretty car. Much larger than the old Jetta and much sleeker in the back as well. Let's check out the interior. This car was a contestant here for best interior, and I see why. It definitely has a lot of Audi touches. Definitely like this new screen here. As someone commented before, it still has the black and white driver information screen there. It's fine. It does its job. It does what it's supposed to. But yeah, I definitely see why people would comment on that. Nice high quality plastics. Kind of interesting the stitching there versus on the side there. But still a nice car. Electronic parking brake, which really opens up the console here. Really deep, nice console in there. Nice storage area down here, and a decent space in back. This is definitely, one of the bigger Jettas, and two 6-seat people could definitely fit in here well. So let's check it out. So it definitely reminds me kind of the Jetta from 2 generations ago, where it has a more German feel, which is a good compliment to the car overall. Let's see, the seat's in a weird position. This one has the manual seats, which, it's fine, but it takes a little getting used to manually adjusting them. Steering is definitely good in this guy. The turbo, not too much turbo lag on the engine there. Quick ratio on the steering, not a whole lot of feedback, but it's not too bad in terms of quickness. Definitely, they do have the R trim of this if you want the more sporty choice, to be sure. I like the flat bottom wheel with the little R logo on it. It's pretty neat. One thing I like about this wheel, besides how it looks, it has little ridges right where you put your hand, so you can just put your hand in there, and nice leather as well. I think it's kind of cool they took a lower trim version of this car out versus always bringing the highest end trim, which tends to be their what a lot of manufacturers do. Kind of a frameless mirror design here. So inside it's a very nice place, especially for this classic car. It doesn't really feel exactly like an Audi. It looks more like an Audi outside than on the interior, but it is nice. It is a very nice car. It's more comfortable, I think, than some of the earlier Jettas I drove. So we'll just have to see, how it feels like on the track. One interesting touch on the sunroof, it has this manual folding mesh here, but even when you open the sunroof, it doesn't pull the mesh part. You can't really see it because of the mirror, but it doesn't pull the mesh part back, which is kind of, I thought, interesting. It just leaves it there. So you could have the mesh in place and the sunroof open. Not sure why you'd want that and why they didn't attach them, but that was the choice they made. No torque steer to speak of. I think they tuned it that way, it feels like. Definitely, not the quickest car. The turbos, there isn't a lot of lag on the turbos, I will say that, which is neat. But it definitely feels a little underpowered. Very competent. Where it makes up for that, though, is in the handling. It feels very small and very tight, and I'm actually pretty impressed with that. Like, I can definitely make some good speed in this vehicle. The steering actually really wakes up once you get some more speed going. Very quick once you're up to speed. It's just that initial little bit of hesitation. Off the line here for a little stop point. Just gonna leave it in drive. Small. It feels very, very competent and actually very quiet as well, which is kind of a nice combo. You get the sportiness, but then you also get more quietness. Nice through the slaloms there. Definitely understeers just a little bit, but for this classic car, that's probably not your primary concern. But yeah, definitely builds up speed quite nicely. Definitely am a fan of that. Good turn in, really good turn in. feels so light on its feet for a compact car, which, although they're often small and fairly light, is not something I can say about all of them. So this is definitely one of the sportier choices out there. I think this and the Mazda 3, believe it or not, are probably the two sporty choices you could get right now. So it all just depends if, it come down to styling, packaging, brand preference, things like that, whether you like a German car or a Japanese car. Although these newer Jettas aren't built in Germany anymore, as far as I know. But yeah, this is fun. This is a fun little car. This would be fun on canyons and things like that, based on how it is on the track, for sure. Here's it straight. It's not slow at all. Brakes are good as well. I don't think I talked about those earlier. Would I buy this car with my own money? I've owned a Jetta before, the one before the big redesign that people weren't so sure about, and I really liked it. I kept that car for several years, it was a great car. I bought it used. I just had a lot of fun with it. It was a blast, and they are fun little cars, and it's nice you can get a German car, for this price. So I think that this has a lot of value. I actually would, if I was, buying this class and price of car, this would definitely be on my short list, probably along with the Mazda. It just shows these kind of cars don't have to necessarily be boring. Well, next time, my speedy racers, drive on.